blessings involved, contracts. Welcome back to Pisces TV with Montana B. This is a love reading for you, Pisces, so let's get seated. Now, this may include couples, those in separation, or singles. Something about your love life, if there are potential blocks that could be hindering a connection or the flow in your love life, we may talk about that. Check the description box if you're interested in any of the products and services. Also, a link to our Patreon membership platform is there if you want to join us on the other side. Here on YouTube, we have the membership section as well. If you want, bits and pieces and not the whole shebang. Shout out to my Shark members on Patreon. The community board is also essential. My schedule, agenda, any, events that I'll be hosting, virtual mixers, webinars, tarot courses, coupon codes, everything. Just check that out. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share. I enjoy you guys' comments. And we'll go ahead and get started with the reading. Now, a bonus card that came out, as you can see, we will be talking about unions, okay? Now, notice it says sexual unions. The other day we had sacred unions, but today it is sexual unions. Honor the place in one another where you are one eternal soul, and there you will find true bliss. Okay? It's like a tantric kind of energy. Here we have power. You instinctively know what is right for you, and you have the power to say no or to walk away at any time. Now keep in mind, we just had a reading. Check it out, guys, in the on the video tab where it says to, I put it out there. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, you don't want this offer. And I usually try not to do that. I would say something more open, like pay attention or take your time or, I don't know. But I flat out said, okay, you may not want to accept that offer. And then look what comes up where it says you have the power to say no or to walk away at any time. Now, in addition to just the word power, the Seven of Wands can sometimes talk about power, testosterone, estrogen, if there is sexual tension, and anything that could affect in your love life or your surroundings, okay? Have you ever seen that movie, Deliver Us from Eva? They swore that because she went without relationships, may have been bitter about a past relationship, she was just hard to deal with. They also said, the day after her and whoever she slept with, I think it was LL Cool J or somebody famous, but they hooked her up with somebody. And like the day after they hooked up, she went to work and everybody just knew there was a difference. So sex, blocks, frustrations, sexuality, power struggles, all that kind of stuff is coming up here. So very interested to see where this is going. But yeah, the bonus card said to close your eyes and tell yourself that you deserve to feel joyful. You can allow joy into your life regardless of the circumstances you currently find yourself in. So this is where my singles came. This is where I felt like my couples came. And this is where those of you that may have blocks, restrictions, soulmates, and separation, karmics, all that kind of juice. So I don't think I've ever done this before. A lot of stuff that I don't think I've ever done before I'm going to do. Let's take a card as we do the intro. Just have fun. Let's take a card for each. Okay, so for those of you where it says you can allow joy into your life regardless of the current circumstances you currently find yourself in, there's your card. Power. Okay, those in separation, I'm going to take all of them. Here are your cards. Or whatever this block is, like I said, it's kind of like the Seven of Wands energy. That sun and that moon, the feminine and masculine, whatever. And then for sexual unions, we have these cards, okay? So we're going to go ahead and get started with the reading. Sit those cards there. These are the bonus cards that we will be using. Make sure it don't matter if I 1, 2, and 3 or not. But wherever you may fall, okay, sit those there. Now, as we get started, let's get the cards shuffled up. I may even be able to tell you something about the signs. Okay. In your chart and their chart, the person you're dealing with, some advice. But we'll start with the current energy for this sexual union power. You have the choice to say no, the option to walk away, your strength and stuff like that. Let's see what we got. 6 of Swords, moving away from chaos, conflict between lovers, those of you in separation, maybe facing some endings, some deception, going your own way, looking forward into the future. We start with the 3 Wands, and I have the Emperor here with the 10 of Wands, because someone's being controlled by something, or control could be a factor. Now, some of us may try to control situations out of fear of loss, and others of us, the Emperor is Aries energy that's very dominant, so double emphasis on dominance. Aries, fire, sun, right? So we'll sit that there. Start with the 3 of Wands. Waiting on someone to return for some of us. Packing up and moving on. What do? Burdened. Okay? Kind of burdened by what we feel for the future. I don't like that, because it says for some, this is I can't let you out of my sight because I don't know what you do outside of my presence. This is, we've been in separation for some time and it's killing me. And I'm waiting on you to come back, wondering if you're coming back. This is a bunch of fire. So when it says sexual unions, either this is just like a strong, passionate, romantic kind of situation, or we're dealing with karmics. Just saying. We have Sun in Sagittarius, Sun in Aries. So think of that energy, or where it falls in your chart, or someone that you're dealing with. The lesson involved. We have Virgo Chariot. Knowing when to hold them, knowing when to fold them. Okay, 7 of Cups, confusions. How many times are we going to go through this? 9 of Swords, going back and forth with something. Anxiety, being in and out of good times and shade. Okay, because the 10 of Swords could represent shade for some of you guys, or deception. Here we have the Queen of Cups in the past. So somebody cared a great deal. Or it talks about where Cancer may fall in your chart. Cancer and Aries, past and current energy. It could be kind of destructive. Why do I say that? Because the Queen of Cups is very nurturing, very open, willing to give it all. The 3 of Wands is, when do I get that back? Okay, and I'm looking at the 8 of Pentacles. Communication for some of you guys. One of the communication to come in could be a conflict in communication. How we, talk about our love. How we talk to ourselves, because it talked about being accepting and being open for joy to come in. Now, in the future, which this 3 of Wands could talk about the future. For some of you, it talks about the current energy. So this may be something that has not happened yet. All right. We got the King of Cups. Okay. So in the past, and see, I just totally skipped what's crowning you, right? So I'll go back and get that card, or maybe that's why Justice is here. Some adjustments being made for a couple that's in separation that I feel really care about each other. Now, sexual unions you could be tired of, wondering about the future. But then here's this burden. Here's this controlling factor. So for someone asking, what are my blocks? We have Scorpio energy here. Also have the King of Cups, which would be fears, addictions, obsessions, controlling out of, this is the guy who says that's too sexy to go out to the club, to the girlfriend. Or, the girlfriend who's just like, why did she put a heart under your Instagram type thing, So very romantic though. It's kind of, not to say all water sign, love affairs are traumatic, but that's that trauma bond energy, like where you feel you even need this level of obsession or control to kind of feel loved with the Queen of Cups. And that's where the adjustment may need to be made. It also talks about balance. So when I think about balance, when it comes to Libra, Venus, Saturn, that is Saturn from the past, okay? Venus involving your love. And Libra, again, where it comes to the air energy, the communication factor, the back and forth factor. The Ace of Swords and the Justice, which is pointed upward, kind of to the side. But, in some decks, it's rested. So that says one thing. The fact that it's up in this particular deck says a lot. So using your discernment to weigh your options, balancing your emotions. Something needs to be balanced, right? And here we have Jupiter and the moon on each side. That could talk about something. For those of you where Jupiter is very expansive, and the moon could talk about that shade, that shadow side, that water, So we'll see. But something about romance or emotional manipulation, these strings that are attached in the Ten of Wands, and how someone may play emotionally. This is Pisces Chariot. We have Virgo Chariot. So this is water and earth energy, talking about the mud. The sun in Sagittarius feeling burdened, but having this Jupiter over here asking for balance. So not being stuck in a situation, repeating from the past, removing blocks so that, this next person doesn't resemble the last person. For some of you, it's kind of like, I know I've talked to a lot of Pisces that feel like that may have given up, but you really don't give up. You really are hardening your heart. It may need to take a different approach, a new direction, more Aries energy. We have Mars and Aries here. The Two of Wands is some of the energy in the World card. So the tens represent completion. The King of Cups could be, putting your burdens down, taking a new approach, and going after people more like you, where it fits. That makes sense. It's like if you want a commitment, if you want romance, I feel like you have to get out of that karmic energy. You have to get out of the overly sexualized kind of situations. If you're a filler, go for a filler. Maybe your filler wasn't as sexually attractive, or there's not as much, what do they say, taboo and, risk taking. Those of you that may have Scorpio, right here. Those of you that may have a lot of Scorpio in your chart, needing that danger, desire, excitement, trauma, karma. You need all that kind of stuff. But something about the commitment, something about the patience, something about the paying attention to details, right? And here we start with looking out, looking forward into the future. But in the environment, this is kind of like even wanting to go another direction. So maybe you sat waiting on something that ain't happening. That didn't happen, right? What is it that you want as we get down here with the Queen of Cups? What does the Queen of Cups want? The Queen of Cups wants or needs to heal. May even want victory over a situation with the Four of Swords. And notice that the Libra energy is down here with the Justice card. So we have Mercury, Libra energy crossing it. That would be Five Swords. So some type of conflict, apology. I don't deserve this. The love that I put out, me wanting to get back. Okay, something like that. And then the outcome, bam, Three of Cups. So there's either a reconciliation, there's either a separation, but we have Pluto in Cancer. Now, Pluto for me is kind of shady, especially as we talk about Scorpio, however it may fall in your chart. We also have the King of Swords here. So it's kind of like the King of Cups coming in the future. The King of Swords may be needed, or an outcome, third-party situation, two choices. All right, not sure, but here's crowning your thoughts. Some of you guys may be thinking about someone who may not be very emotionally fulfilling, and then coming toward you is just that, someone who may be emotionally fulfilling, and you're going to be tested. Do you go in that direction? Do you keep repeating the burdens of the past? Something like that. I don't know. But we have the Wheel of Fortune, so it is in your hands. Okay, I feel that most of you may be going for what is more ideal for you. All right, with the Ten of Pentacles. And as promised, we are going to get to these three love cards at the top of the page in the extended. So if you would like to join us as we get started, again, that link is in the description box. If this is where we leave off, definitely appreciate you guys for stepping in to Pisces TV. Until next time, namaste.